Here are 2022's 12 most mind-blowing archaeological discoveries, from ancient lice combs to the world's oldest mummies. 1. Researchers say they've discovered Stonehenge's real purpose. The calendar would have served a variety of purposes at the time, according to the author. It let farmers know when to celebrate the harvest festival or honor certain deities. It also gave physical substance to cosmological beliefs, helped political elites concentrate their power, for he who controls time controls power, and brought communities closer to their gods by ensuring that events occur at propitious moments. 2. A stunning report has pinpointed the long-unknown origins of the Venus of Willendorf. Using tomographic techniques to display a cross-section of the solid object, scientists determined that the material used in the Venus most likely originates from a region in northern Italy, around 400 miles away. This marks the first time the geologic origins of the object have been confirmed with such specificity. 3. Lost at sea for more than a century, Shackleton's fabled Endurance shipwreck has been located by marine archaeologists. The $10 million search for the lost ship was funded by an anonymous donor and organized by the Falklands Maritime Heritage Trust. The expedition left Cape Town in early February aboard the Agulhas II, a South African icebreaker that itself was briefly trapped in ice, forcing operations to pause for a day. But the successful mission otherwise experienced only minor technical glitches with battery-powered submersibles. 4. Archaeologists now believe that 8,000-year-old human skeletons from Portugal are the world's oldest mummies. Based on what we know about how the body decomposes, as well as observations about the spatial distribution of the bones, archaeologists made deductions about how the people of the Sado Valley handled the bodies of their dead, which they buried with the knees bent and pressed against the chest. As the bodies gradually became desiccated, it appears that living humans tightened ropes binding the limbs in place, compressing them into the desired position. 5. A study of prehistoric painting has come to a startling conclusion. Many ancient artists were tiny children. These prehistoric images would have been made by blowing pigments through a hollow reed or bone onto hands placed against the cave wall, a process that would have made the outline slightly larger than the hands themselves. Accounting for that difference, the researchers found that up 25% of the hand marks were not large enough to belong to adults or teenagers. They guessed that they came from children between 2 and 12 years of age. 6. Climate change is threatening archaeological discoveries in Norway's icy landscape, according to a new report. In a twist of sad irony, one of the most significant threats posed by climate change is the loss of the ability to study climates of Norway's past. Some of the discoveries, such as 4,200-year-old reindeer bones, show how species have historically adapted to shifting weather patterns in the region, information that may help humans moving forward. 7. Archaeologists have found the fabled temple to Poseidon recorded in the Greek historian Strabo's ancient encyclopedia. Fragments of a laconic roof and a marble perrenterian water basin used for rituals confirm the building dates to the Archaic period. The team also discovered other architectural features typically found in ancient temples, including a pronaos, vestibule, and 2 inner rooms, one of which is a cella, filled with a dense layer of tiles. The temple's discovery alchemizes myth into history. 8. Scholars have decoded the world's oldest sentence written with an alphabet. The ancient message on the comb could have easily gone unnoticed. Archaeologists initially mistook the diminutive artifact for a bone because it was covered in dirt, and many of its teeth were broken. And for half a decade, it languished in storage, forgotten until parasitologist and archaeologist Madeline Mumkuoglu of the Hebrew University of Jerusalem put it under the microscope for the first time. 9. A trove of exceptional Roman bronzes have been discovered at an ancient thermal spa in Tuscany. The bronzes, which include portrayals of Greco-Roman gods like Hygeia and Apollo, were likely decorations for an ancient bathhouse, and may have been thrown into the thermal waters as part of a ritual. 10. The discovery of the oldest human footprints in North America thrilled researchers. It turns out they may not be so old. Underwater plants like Ruppia serosa and underwater ditch grass can appear much older, since they photosynthesize from the water, which often holds ancient carbon, rather than in the atmosphere, which would create a more contemporary picture. 11. A 1,300-year-old gold necklace found in an early Christian burial in England is a once-in-a-lifetime discovery, says archaeologist. The 7th century CE was a time of huge cultural transition, as many areas in the UK were converting to Christianity. Previously, only men had been given such magnificent burials, suggesting that by around this time, Women were gaining some status within the new Christian faith. With its pagan roots, the practice of burying people with treasures and goods would die out within just a few decades. 12. Archaeologists have discovered one of the world's oldest pieces of narrative art. Etched in deep relief on the panel's right register is an upright man holding his member. He's surrounded on either side by a pair of leopards, while on the left side of the carving is another human figure, also featuring an exaggerated phallus with a bull.